Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel as we continue talking about 80s horror films and we continue with the year 1980. Now, today we're going to talk about a film that I have seen before, only once before. I saw it about a year and a half ago, but I do have the Scream Factory 4K release that I did pick up, so I finally went ahead and watched it. And I gotta say, I enjoy this one even more upon a second viewing, and that is the Roger Corman produced Humanoids from the Deep. Now, this release here includes the theatrical cut and the unrated cut. I did watch the unrated cut, but even though it's an unrated cut, it still only clocks in at an hour and 19 minutes. This is a short film, but it moves. Like, it does not let up from start to finish. It moves at a very nice pace. And one of the interesting things about this film is the fact that, yes, Roger Corman produced. He brought in Barbara Peters as the director. She is credited as the director for this film, but there was a secondary director brought in to reshoot parts of the film, kind of to have exactly what Corman wanted for his vision of the film. One of the things that he asked Barbara Peters when he asked her, interviewed her to direct this film was, I want the men to be brutally killed, which Barbara Peters followed through because there are some brutal kills in this film. And he goes, I want the women to have a certain kind of interaction with these humanoids. These humanoids, they are after the women of this small town, and they want to mate with these women of this small town. Barbara Peters, though, did not want to shoot those scenes the way that Corman envisioned them. So he brought a secondary director in to go ahead and shoot those scenes, and Barbara Peters did not know about it. So yeah, imagine exactly her reaction to seeing the film when it was completed under Corman's vision. Now, this small town, they have like a cannery going. They're a small fishing town, and some of the locals are for this cannery. Some of the locals are not, and they bring in this scientist, this female doctor, who's been working on a way to enhance like the production of like salmon, fish, and speed up the them rapidly like growing faster and adding more to the population. So they're more for this fishing town, more revenue for this fishing town. And of course, something goes terribly wrong, and these humanoids wind up popping up out of the ocean. And I think they think when I was watching this documentary, because I watched, it was like a 20-minute documentary making of behind the scenes. I really wish I had gone longer because I really was enjoying listening to all the stories about this particular film. But they only actually produced like one full suit for this humanoid. Everything else you see in the film, there's only 3 suits altogether in the film, especially when we get to the climax of the film. The other 2 suits are not full suits. There's only one full body suit. And it all depends on the way it's shot. It's all about angles in this film and how they're able to manipulate things and make you think that there's this huge amount of humanoids that are coming after these locals in this fishing town. And I love it. I absolutely love how the humanoid looks. Like I said, there are some brutal kills. These guys, the men in this film, they get like slashed across the face with these claws from the human, and it just, you would not expect it like to be this way, to be as gory as it is, but it is, and I love it all about it, guys. Absolutely fantastic. And like I said, even some of the imagery, I can understand like Barbara Peters, maybe she didn't want to shoot certain things here and there, but I don't think you could have a Roger Corman type film without the way that this film, you know, is produced and shot. There's just something about Corman films. And I've seen some Corman films. This is by far, I think, one of his better produced films. I really do. And like I said, when we get to, it moves at a fast pace. I mean, we have some pretty good actors too. Vic Morrow, Doug McClure. So some name actors at the time were in this film. But the as much as I love this film, I love it even more when we get to that third and final act. When the town is having their salmon fest, the big salmon fest, where everybody is coming in, from all over the place. to this big festival, and the humanoids attack. I mean, they start popping up, you know, on this like boardwalk and everything. I think they're having like it's a complete massacre as far as these humanoids go. They are just taking all these townsfolk down, and like it's bloody. Like it is bloody. It is gory. I mean, it's one guy gets his head. I mean, I don't want to spoil things, but one guy gets his head ripped off. The special effects are fantastic. Using that word once again is fantastic because it really is. The special effects are done so well in this film. Everything is shot for Roger Corman film. Everything looks so well produced. Like you would think it was a huge budget involved with this film. The way he was, the way the directors, both directors were able, and the special effects, artists and everybody involved with this was able to get things shot. It just, it's really, it's mind-boggling to think of the budget that they're using for this film and be able to get the shots and everything, how just the way that they look, breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. Like I said, the slaughter, because it is a massacre and slaughter that happens at this salmon fest. Guys, this is one, I'm not going to spoil any more that happens during this the whole thing at the end, but it is worth. I mean, listen, if you've seen it's a Roger Corman produced film, and maybe you're like, oh, it's gonna be a little schlocky, I don't want to get involved with watching that. Trust me, trust me. This is one that is worth taking the plunge and just picking it up, taking a shot with it. Because I'm telling you, you will have fun with this one. Humanoids from the Deep is fantastic. I'm using it again, guys. I don't care. I'm using the word again. It's freaking fantastic. I'm gonna have to watch this one again. I really love this film. Absolutely love this film. And I've only seen it 2 times now, but I just pick up on more things every time I watch it. On both times that I watch it, now I pick up more things, and I can't get enough of it. I really can't. I highly recommend Humanoids from the Deep. So much fun, guys. And like I said, the kills are there, the gore is there, the acting is pretty darn good too. For this type of film, it's pretty darn good. Definitely worth checking out, guys. So, like, subscribe and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care. Bye.